I'd love to get out the brooms today and sweep the Giants. It's straight ahead right here on AT&T Sportsnet. He struck him out. Clear the deck. Cannonball coming.
Happy Mother's Day. We're here from PNC Park in Pittsburgh. It's the Pirates and the Giants as the Pirates look to win 6 in a row and earn the sweep of San Francisco. And for the 13th season in Major League Baseball, the players, coaches, everybody on the field wearing pink to salute all those moms out there that do so much for us. We celebrate you here today on Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to you and welcome into the booth. Joe Block and Bob Walk with you here today as the Pirates back here at home. And home has been very, very good to the Pirates so far this season. They're 12-5 here. That's their best home start since 1992. And the Pirates have all the numbers to prove it.
Absolutely. I mean, Mother's Day at home, what could be better, especially when you play like the Pirates do here at PNC Park. All of their numbers are fantastic. The batting average, the oops number, as I like to call it, 828. That is fantastic. You get up above 800 for a team like that. That is why they have scored so many more runs than they've given up here. They love playing and pitching and hitting in this ballpark.
And 13 of the next 16 here at home for the Pirates as we look at our Barrel Automotive League leaders. And on the mound for the Pirates here this afternoon, Ivan Nova. And that theme continues. He has pitched very well in his career as a Pirate here at PNC Park.
Yeah, all the guys that come into this ballpark, they love to pitch here, but really none more than Nova. You see what his numbers have been just since he has been here, and it's a short time, already 11 wins here at this park. So I look for him to go out there today and hopefully dominate a little bit and be a big part of this sweep.
And we'll see how much offense he gets from the leadoff man. Francisco Cervelli's been a top of the league hitter. Today he's atop the order.
And I also expect him to keep rolling. I don't care where he hits. He's fun to watch, and he's going to be a part of things when we score runs.
The first Pirates catcher to bat leadoff since Jason Kendall back in 2004. The Pirates on a Sunday fun day go for 6 wins in a row. They're in first in the tight Central, and they'll play the Giants next here on AT&T Sportsnet.
Bordas and Bordas. Bordas and Bordas, fighting for justice. Let's go Bucks!
And Andrew McCutcheon receiving a bouquet of flowers. 2, in fact. Look at that. Wow, on Mother's Day here. He just became a father in the offseason. His wife Maria. It's been fun having him back in town here, and great to appreciate all the moms. Take mom out to a ball game today, right? Give her a kiss. Show her a little love and appreciation. How about a lot of love and appreciation? Not just today, but every day.
Every day should be Mother's Day.
I'm
Treated
for
like,
that.
treated like royalty.
And here today, you get a chance to watch the Pirates clad in pink. Everybody wearing those pink crowned caps today, even the umpiring crew. In salute to mom. And it is a kids' day, as it is every Sunday here at PNC Park. So young ones get an autograph before the game and then scurry off the field.
Let me have that pen.
Can you imagine how nervous you'd be, 5, 6, 7 years old, going out on the baseball field?
It doesn't really look like they are all that nervous. That's something I've always been amazed of. It just seem to take it in stride. And it's more like they're having fun than being nervous.
Looking up at their
I guess
heroes.
maybe the hands in the pocket. Maybe that's kind of being a little, a little nervous here. What do I do with my hands?
Maybe getting a pointer or two before they head out.
There's where you got to go. Run like the wind. Don't drop that baseball. I got a cast on. Hard to carry that ball.
Ivan Nova beginning his preparations to take on Bruce Bochy's Giants. Gorkis Hernandez, the former Pirate, along with another Andrew McCutcheon atop the order. Brandon Belt and then Evan Longoria will be the cleanup man today. Pablo Sandoval gets it started first. Crawford Hundley doing the catching today. Kelby Tomlinson hits 8th, and then Derek Holland on the mound for San Francisco. There's Gorkis. Kind of a Sunday lineup for Bochy. Getting his reserves in there against Ivan Nova.
I know his numbers on the season. He's had definitely an up and down start to his year at this point. Hasn't been the Mr. Consistent that we saw most of last year.
We've seen some very good outings and then some poorer ones mixed in as well. And he'll need his Honda defense behind him as always. Puts the ball in play. Dickerson, Marte, Osuna in right. Freeze gets a start at third. Sean Rodriguez over at second base today as well. With Mercer and Bell in the infield. Francisco Cervelli, his battery mate again today. And why not? Even with the day game after the night game, he's in there.
Here we go.
Bright mask for plate umpire Phil Cuzzy today. And Hernandez out to center. And enough room for Marte. 1 pitch, 1 out for Ivan Nova.
Yeah, that's kind of what we see from Nova when he is on, is Mr. Efficient.
Batting second, right fielder, number 22, Andrew McCutcheon.
It's been nice applause for McCutcheon in his homecoming. Each game of this 3-game series And in the series, he has collected 3 doubles, which has been interesting because you hear a good bit of applause when he's had those hits. Osuna finds it.
Paul had some pretty good backspin on it. Kept carrying, wouldn't come down. Good thing Osuna's as tall as he is. He used that first baseman-like body to get up on this one. Like a high throw from third.
6'3". Look at our Allegheny Health Network Supermo. Let's start off
right in the pocket.
Brandon Belt is the number 3 hitter today. Checks in at 273. All the pink hats, sleeves, honoring Mom today on Mother's Day. Belt loops it toward the notch. And Dickerson gets the final out. A nice 8-pitch inning for Ivan Nova. Who come to bat here on Mother's Day, and many of the players, coaches, and their names are beside the players here in the RAV4 lineup for the Pirates. Cervelli leading off, first catcher to lead off for the Pirates since 2004. Jose Osuna gets a start with Starling Marte and Josh Bell 3 and 4. Dickerson bats 5th. David Freese at 3rd will hit 6th. Sean Rodriguez, Jordy Mercer, and then Ivan Nova round out the order for the Pirates. Pretty in pink today. Well, Clint Hurdle putting Cervelli in there, and why not? One of the top on base percentages. Wanted to try something different atop the order today against the lefty.
Well, you know, there's always talk about number 3 hitters, how many times they hit with 2 outs, nobody on base. Should they be moved in the lineup? I've always said, well, why don't we put 2 guys that get on base in front of those number 3 hitters? Maybe that'll help. So why not? Cervelli has been, I mean, probably as good a hitter as we've had, especially in clutch situations. I mean, 2 out RBIs are amazing.
At the very least, you get him up more often.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's no law that says the leadoff hitter's got to be able to steal a ton of bases.
Even though Cervelli's tried at each game of this series so far.
I think he's proven to himself now that maybe he should not try anymore.
Now the Nationals did it with Bryce Harper in that series against the Pirates. And it doesn't have to be a long-term thing. Foul ball.
I thought he had a leadoff double there. A little bit of hook on that ball. And the veteran left-hander is not off to too bad of a start. 32 strikeouts in 35 innings in his 7 starts. 7 home runs. It might be a factor today. It did look like in the top of the first, a little window of what it might be like today for the fly balls. The ball's carrying.
Jeff Samardzija yesterday saw that ball carry against him.
Another thing, Cervelli, an excellent eye. He doesn't swing at a lot of bad pitches. More often than not, he is going to see a lot of pitches, as he has here. Here comes number 7 at this at bat, and he'll see an 8th.
And he's got some pop, as we saw last night. Talk about the ball carrying well. He branded this one.
Yeah, off of Samardzija, who's been pitching very well against right-handers this year, and he takes it opposite field for a two-run homer. There's 2 outs, of course, when he hit that,
and 2 strikes on.
You cannot say enough for what he has been doing with that bat this year.
Samardzija yesterday started, and what does the leadoff man do? He walks on 8 pitches.
Yeah, more than anything else, you want the first couple guys in the lineup to be able to get on base.
And fellow Venezuelan Pablo Sandoval. Kamara Barti over at first base. Coaching for the Pirates.
They'll probably throw some pitch outs here. Not really, just joking.
Yeah, Cervelli had gone on 1 out, 3 2 pitches in each of the first 2 games of the series, in an effort to stay out of a double play. Ended up being part of one in both occasions.
Tell you what, though, both times they were fairly close down at second base. It's not like he's slow. Especially if you just compare him to other catchers, he's probably a little bit faster than most of them.
So fast that his shoelaces came untied.
Tell you what, those are fast-looking shoes.
The Pirates may test Nick Hundley today. Has not thrown out anybody trying to steal in 12 attempts this year, and historically has not fared well in that department. They'll get 1 on a slow developing ground ball. Yeah, the defense for the Giants this afternoon. Brandon Belt moves from first base to left field with Gorkis Hernandez in center. Andrew McCutchen in right. Longoria, Crawford, 3-time Gold Glover, Tomlinson and Sandoval on the right side of the infield, with Hundley doing the catching today. There's Kelby Tomlinson, nimble second baseman. And Jose Osuna reaching on the fielder's choice. Starling Marte has strung together a 7-game hitting streak. As much care that the players show to their bats, I'm always amazed that they're so willing to go with a different colored bat on Mother's Day, or sometimes Father's Day, right? The pink lacquered model. Probably the same exact model that he uses, right? But
Oh yeah, there's
just a different color.
Yeah, there's no difference in the bat other than it's been painted.
Oh, 2 now on Marte. Osuna not a threat to run at first. We talked about how well Ivan Nova has done at home historically. Derek Holland has not fared well on the road this season, has not won. But he gets Marte for the second out. On the strikeout.
I mean, they hit that up in the end part of the strike zone. It's really tough for Marte to do anything about it. We saw a couple pitches up there last night. Nice job by Hundley hanging on to that one. You could see it try to sneak out of the webbing after that foul tip.
Yeah, if it does, then Marte would get another chance.
It becomes a foul ball.
Nick Hundley, the former Padre, Rocky. Buster Posey getting the start off. Holland getting ahead. Bell has put together a 5-game hitting streak. That average keeps climbing. And a fastball looking. So Holland works around the leadoff walk, and we're scoreless through an inning today.
And I miss you.
Happy Mother's Day, especially to the most beautiful woman in the world, my mom. And I wish I can have you every day close to me so we can drink some coffee together. Love you.
Very nice sentiments here on Mother's Day. Some of the Pirates players wishing moms near and far a happy day and in appreciation. They do so much for us. Come in and taking a ball game here this afternoon. Giants retired in order in the first. Some hard hit balls off Nova, but needed just 8 pitches to navigate the frame. That's kind of his thing, right? I mean, not the hard hit balls per se, but the fact that he's not afraid to let you make contact.
Especially early in the game. It's go score, keep the pitch count down. Why not make contact?
And this is before the game today. A nice brunch with all the moms. Pirates players, coaches, manager Clint Hurdle there. And then a first pitch on the field. A nice ceremony before the game. And everybody feeling very good about Mother's Day, and even manager Clint Hurdle having his mom Louise here today. Dad's here too. The Panda is out.
This is looking more like a Nova game. 13 pitches so far to get these first 5 outs of the game.
Well, when you said he's had an up and down type season, I think that's a great description, because he's had some games where he's been hit pretty hard, and he's had some games where he's looked magnificent.
I'm not sure about this, but has it been kind of a home and away type season?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of been the theme for him since he's been with the Pirates. I would guess too. I think that's part of the reason why the Pirates went and got him, because of him pitching in that really tough ballpark at Yankee Stadium. And Nova even said that too when he came over to the Pirates. So that was, got into his mind after a while. A lot of cheap home runs by lefty batters against him.
I mean, this is not the Grand Canyon or anything here at PNC, but it's a fair ballpark. Now, obviously, you can give up home runs here. We've seen several home runs over the last couple of days, but you can get away with somebody hitting a ball pretty well, and especially to left field, and it just goes to the warning track.
Tom Hallion, the crew chief, standing over there third.
He got hit pretty good last night's game, staggered him.
Brandon Crawford. Giants have 3 hitters, 4 if you include the pitcher Holland that would bat left-handed against Nova. Once kind of a 3/4 swing right there, and that's enough for a hit.
It looked like a 2-handed tennis backhand, like just trying to place it. Yeah, it looked like he just tried to
return serve.
Yeah, dump it over the net.
Yeah,
it's kind of what he did. He dumped it over shortstop for a hit.
So Nadal aboard. And Nick Hundley gets a turn.
Was it like Love 15? Or?
Hundley, pretty good hitting backup catcher.
Not as good as Diaz.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, you talk about the Pirates catching tandem offensively this year. They have been the best in baseball. There's Buster Posey. Giants are third in terms of OPS. No team is close to what Diaz there in the center and Cervelli have done offensively for catchers this season. As you like to call it, oops, over 1,000.
Yeah,
that's for the Pirates.
Reminds me of what the pitcher throws when the oops goes up.
When they face both those guys.
He says oops.
Alan Hansen among those looking on, another former Pirate. A lot of connections in this game, in this series.
Two old franchises, Giants, Pirates.
Yeah, I don't know if Alan Hansen's okay after he looked like he had to leave the game yesterday. Pulled up a little bit, coming to score. Soft ground ball. And Bell gets the out.
No, the hold serve.
Baseball, we look at the plethora of distinguished skippers and interesting characters who have managed the Bucks, World Series winners and Hall of Famers, just part of the eclectic mix that have led the Bucks on the field. Catch it all on Inside Pirates Baseball. 10 great managers debuting Tuesday after Pirates postgame. Then Hurdle in that mix, to be sure, one of the winningest managers. Alan Hansen talking to some of his former teammates across the way. It has been a very jocular and jovial exchanges between the two teams.
Yeah, Hansen, he played with those guys for a number of years, coming up through the Pirate minor leagues. Knows Diaz very well, Polanco. Hansen, one of the big prospects for quite some time as he was coming up through the minor leagues.
Down the line.
Dump in there.
Well placed. And Corey Dickerson has a leadoff double.
Not your normal line drive into a gap type double, but it'll work. Got that bat sawed off in his hand. Didn't go to one of those pink bats.
Couple feet fair.
Like a nice lob shot.
That was the second baseman out there retrieving that ball. 12 doubles for Dickerson. He's among the leaders, one off the league pace right now. Continues his terrific season. Pirates have scored first in both of the games of this series, and they have scored early as well. Trying to do so against Derek Holland, the lefty. Longtime American League pitcher. First stint in the senior circuit. First time he's faced the Pirates. Longtime Texas Ranger.
Hitting 0-0-0. He's not enjoying himself with the bat, apparently. That has to be quite a change for guys that have been in the American League for years. When they come over here and pitch for the first time. And
don't hit in the minor leagues
some
either.
of them haven't hit since high school.
Yeah. And in Holland's case, I imagine that to be true.
Community college, maybe.
Yeah, maybe for him that would have been the last time, if then.
Probably not. I'm sure he pitched. Yeah, high school would be probably where you'd have to go back to where he was an actual played a position. Let him hit.
Yeah, he went to Wallace State Community College, so yeah. He's went to high school in Newark, Ohio, and near Columbus there. So drafted in '06. You do the math. It's been a dozen years since he's batted regularly. And a jam here to begin the second. How about Freese's single last night? One of the wilder
you'll never
circumstances
you'll never
you'll see.
hit with runners at first and third, get a base hit, and then when it's all said and done, now the bases are loaded. It's hard to happen.
Right to Crawford. Does not advance Dickerson. And that's the first out.
Batting seven, the second baseman, number 3.
Star Wars night returns to PNC Park on Friday when the Pirates host the San Diego Padres at 7:05. It's also Zambelli fireworks night thanks to 84 Lumber. And the fireworks are going to be synced to the music of Star Wars. Purchase the Star Wars ticket package and you'll receive a Pirates Star Wars t-shirt. Go to pirates.com/Star Wars for Star Wars night coming up on Friday. It'll be Star Wars night here at PNC Park.
Yeah, back to that ground ball to shortstop. Freese, as we have seen his time here at Pittsburgh, he is so good at hitting the ball the other way.
That's the guy you want up in that situation.
Yeah, say, okay, pick somebody that can move a runner over to third base. He'd be the guy I go to, but
doesn't happen every time.
Not in this case.
So Dickerson's still there with one out. Wow, the Parrot even brought Mom out today. That's nice. Mrs. Parrot. Well, she raised a good one. Didn't fly away too far. Stayed near the nest after all these years. Those two are inseparable. You can see the resemblance too.
Holland trying to go for a no contact pitch there. They got ahead with those off speed pitches downstairs, try to go by him upstairs with a fastball. But that's what Holland is all about. He's not a stuff guy. One of those older pitchers that tries to pitch a little bit. Backdoor the breaking balls, up and in with the fastballs. Change up.
Fair. Foul. Hoping that would hit a pebble or something, right?
It looked like at first Hundley I mean, he came out of there real fast, like he wanted to pick it up in fair territory. You know, he's thinking, okay, this ball is going to be an out. I just got to jump on it. But then as it hits the chalk line, you can see him change his mind, thinking, you know, I might not get him. I'll just let this one go foul.
That was a good play in both respects for Hundley, right? Get there, see if you got to play, and okay, now you don't. Well,
he used his head. Right there at the end, he said, nope, and let it go foul. There again, they try to come up and in with a fastball. I mean, it's basically pitching kind of 101. You know, slow stuff, hard stuff in, but the execution is always the toughest part.
And that one nipping the inner edge. Holland has gotten a couple of strikeouts looking. 3 Ks total.
These pitchers are set up. I mean, he sets this up with the slow stuff away. The fact that he can throw the slow stuff away for strikes, you know, gets you looking out there. And then when he throws something inside, he's not a hard thrower. But at 92, it locks you up, and you got to hope that it's going to be inside. If the umpire gives him the call, you're done.
Holland was very excited to know that was only the second out. Little wry smile there. They intentionally walked Mercer to get to Ivan Nova.
He's just still not used to the pitcher hitting. Thought the inning was over.
Now they put it in play. Nova now hitless in his last 43 at bats. And the Pirates leadoff double left right there here in the second.
On that moment via translator Mike Gonzalez.
Al momento que ocurrió eso fue.
I am very grateful that that everything worked out well now. You know, at the moment, receiving the harassments, the ransom letters, receiving the photographs, and that were just devastating and cruel. You reach a point where now, you know, you're just grateful that everything went, you know, everything is good now. My mom is good, my family's good, and you're grateful that God protected her.
So his mom is Anna Soto, and if you want to watch a more in-depth feature, really a fantastic job done by Jack Becker on Inside Pirates Baseball. You can watch it after Pirates postgame. There is Mike Gonzalez sitting there to the left of Elias Diaz. And how about this morning, Joe and Bob, when I walked into the Pirates clubhouse, Elias Diaz was on his phone, which is not uncommon for guys, but he was on FaceTime with his mom back in Venezuela. And we're happy to report she's doing fantastic, spending this day with her family and friends back at home.
Can you imagine such a thing? What a scary time, and we're so glad to know that she's okay, and she's in her early 70s too. Now you think about how vulnerable sometimes our loved ones can be as they
especially
get along.
if they are in Venezuela.
And it has been a very rough time in that country. We hear a lot of accounts of that. So great to know that that is something that is now in the past for Elias Diaz and his family. Kelby Tomlinson will start the Giants' third. Not too many guys wearing glasses anymore. I think of Sogard with the Brewers. Few will wear those.
I like it. I think it's a good look.
Yeah. Few wear goggles for the cold we saw to try to be able to see in that cold biting wind. But yeah. Got the specs on. And he's got a base hit off Nova.
Chris Sable.
Well, he had those thick sports
goggle-like
goggles,
things on. It kind of became his trademark.
Holland went, says Phil Cuzzy. Okay, I see where you're getting at.
Yeah, all right. Did he go?
You tried to hit it, sir. You probably got me. That's fouled away.
It looked like he was trying to punch that ball towards third. Freeze, if he's aggressive coming in, that ball should get to him rather quickly if he bunts it that direction.
As you pointed out earlier, Holland is not the most experienced at the bat. And he's out. Bunting foul with 2 strikes. You can see the Pirates at PNC Park on Saturday when they host the San Diego Padres at 7:05. If you're one of the first 20,000 fans through the gates, you get to take home a Pirates vintage bobblehead thanks to AT&T Sportsnet. Get your tickets at pirates.com/bobbleheads. That's a cool one. I like that side too, all the numbers. That's like the bobbleheads that they had when Steve was playing, I guess, right?
Yep.
I like those. I'm going to see if I can get one of those. Get a ticket. Come on in through the gates.
Glue it to the dashboard of your car.
Yeah.
Bobbles around.
I've got about 16 or 17 on the dash right now. Now it makes it harder to see.
Yeah, I think you need to cut that back a little bit.
I sit on phone books so I can see
one,
over
maybe
them,
2. Nice pitch right there.
Now, usually I don't have a passenger when I come to the ballpark, so I have your bobble chair doll sitting next to me.
Oh, make sure you don't fall off.
In the other seat. It is a long drop down underneath the seat there. Wouldn't want you to get hurt. So. Should have gotten you a seat belt for your chairs here. That would have been.
Well, I'm okay now.
Yeah.
That was just a one-off thing. I got a little reckless that day.
Tomlinson aboard after the leadoff single. With 1 out. 2 strikes on Hernandez.
He faked like he was going to run. That would have been a good one to run on. All bouncing in the dirt. You could hear the Pirate dugout yelling, he's going. Everybody's always trying to help the catcher out. Obviously, he can't be looking down there.
Tomlinson without a steal in very limited action this year, but he swiped 18 between AAA and the Giants last year. Hernandez flat out his first time. Might be two. There's one, and an easy double play. Turned by Ivan Nova. And again, nicely started there by Jordy Mercer. There every day, right over the river, and should be, as you said, Bob, Mom's Day every day.
Isn't my house.
That's the way it should be.
Of course, it's Grandma's Day. Still a mom.
Well, I think all the moms and grandmas that especially are spending a lot of time with the younger kids deserve all the appreciation in the world today. I want to thank my mom, Carol, back in Clinton Township, Michigan. She's tuning in today. Hi, Mom. Happy Mother's Day. My wife, Beth, and my mother-in-law, Deb. And thanks again for being so good for us and for our kids. Also, Lisa Johnson and Diane Caputo, their moms, they're part of our crew in the truck. Thanks for all they do for us and all that they've done for their families as well. On Mother's Day. Lori's not watching, so you're not going to say.
I've already settled Happy Mother's Day to her like 3 or 4 times today. Gave her a kiss, a hug. I bought her a Mother's Day present.
It would be ceremonial if you did so here, right? Leadoff man gone.
She's probably over at the kids' house right now. And more Mother's Day stuff being given to her. And she's having a heck of a day right now.
Well, Sundays are kids' days, and the next one will be next Sunday when the Pirates host the Padres at 1:35. All kids 14 and younger take home kids' wristbands presented by Dick's Sporting Goods. And don't forget the family fun zone before the game on Federal Street. Kids can run the bases after the game. Go to pirates.com/kidsdays. Always fun Bring the little ones out, and all those moms out there know that every day is a kid's day. Dads do too. Especially when they have the pink cotton candy. You're changing my mind with that more and more.
Traditional. You're becoming a traditionalist. I like it.
I'm in my 40s now, so I should be traditional, right?
Yeah, now, like I said, every day's Mom's Day.
Yeah.
Cotton candy should be pink, like your shirt.
Dusted this one off for today. I predict I know the next time I'll wear it.
Be a year from now.
Yes, probably so.
There it is again. I mean, he is really predictable. But knowing what he's going to throw and doing something about it, that's a kind of the hitter's part of the execution thing.
Osuna wraps it to left. Carrying well and thudding off that wall. Osuna with a 1-out, 2-base hit.
Now he's been real good. Holland has been at getting that slow stuff away. This time he made a little mistake with it. He left it down and in. And a right-hand hitter can just drop the head of the bat straight down to the baseball, and that's what Osuna did. Within just, what, a couple feet of getting that ball over the fence. Hit right on the top of the W.
Osuna was very good last year when he was in the lineup against the lefty starter. He hit 300, slugged over 500 in more than 100 plate appearances. So Clint Hurdle put him in the lineup today against the lefty starter. Got Polanco a day off. Polanco's been swinging the bat better. Kind of coinciding with the Pirates' last road trip.
You can't expect your bench guys to help out when you call upon them if you don't give them starts and 4 or 5 at bats in one day at times.
Osuna trying to take third on that, and he's going to be out.
Well, that's a good trade if Marte's still second here.
I guess so, right?
Hundley doesn't throw anybody out. You'd think Marte will be at second base instead of Osuna here shortly. But this,
in theory, it's not. But in this circumstance, it may work out.
99.9% of the times, this is a blunder.
So Osuna erased. Yeah. Otherwise, they just go across, get Marte. And Osuna stays put at second. But like you said, if Marte swipes second base here,
then you've made a nice trade. You got one of the fastest guys in baseball at second base instead of Osuna,
who could score fairly easily on a routine
steals
base
second.
hit.
That's the old fly in the ointment. Decent lead.
You got to figure he'd probably go on the first pitch. No. A little surprised by that.
Yeah, lefty. If there was a right-hander out there, yeah, he'd have probably. In fact, the last couple of steals he's had, he's gone on first pitch, which I think means that he's feeling a little more comfortable. I thought he was a little tentative stealing bases for a while.
Even though he's tied for third,
he was running
in the
like
league with 10
on the 5th pitch, 6th pitch, going sometimes not running at all.
And he's never seen Holland. I mean, this is the Pirates' first look at him. So, right, maybe just trying to feel him out for a pitch or two.
Yeah, so I'm not really totally surprised he hadn't run early here. He wants to see his move. He wants to see him go home. Of course, with the video scouting nowadays, he's already seen his move, but it's probably not the same as when you're standing out there.
A couple of off-speed pitches to start.
So you would think that they would go fastball in now.
Behind in the count. That means the pitch gets home faster.
They'll throw another changeup, I believe.
It's been Holland's best pitch this year. That's a pitcher in his 30s, right? Can do stuff like that.
almost looked like a slider instead of a changeup.
Yeah, it had some rotation to it. But
Off
going
speed,
off speed,
83 miles an hour.
Behind in the count.
Yeah, you pitch behind. Slow stuff when you're behind in the count. Hard stuff, especially on the hands when you get ahead. That is what they've always said traditionally is pitching from pitching backwards. And it's kind of the proper way, really. Nice slide step that time by Holland. Now that's probably what they have seen on the video scouting that they do is you can't always count on Holland doing the same thing.
Well, now it's looking like that trade-off wasn't as good.
You'll get a leg kick sometimes. Yeah, I was just trying to find a silver lining and getting thrown out at third.
That was, yeah.
My attempt at that.
Good job. There's ball 4, so that's how Marte will move on.
So now you do have that scenario instead of Osuna and Bell, you have Marte and Bell.
Everything's cool.
Very cool. Cool as those sunglasses.
Both pairs.
French fries, oh yeah. Anybody throws a ball in this home run ball into the ocean, you get a French fry.
Is that right?
Yep.
Wow. That's a pretty far throw from here. So.
Well, it all goes down to the ocean.
Oh, I see. So by the time when it gets there,
whatever you throw into that water, if it's going to float, it'll get to the ocean.
Yeah.
So.
There it is, the Atlantic.
Yes. It goes into the Gulf of Mexico and Caribbean, and then it'll get the
St. Lawrence Seaway.
No, that's north.
Oh, come on.
It's the wrong way, Joe. It's the wrong way, Joe.
Yeah, I don't know my tributaries, deltas. With 2 outs, not enough.
Nope.
Crawford has it. And a dry third for the Pirates. Point Park social media. Great afternoon to be at the ballpark. Mom, along with Dad and all of the kids. Mom and the little ones there too as well. Mom and the girls. Happy Mother's Day to everybody. And celebrating the return of Andrew McCutchen as well. That has been a fun part of this weekend. He has felt the love, and as well as he should.
A great reception for him, that's for sure.
talking about how he and wife Maria, they just became parents in the baseball offseason, and how nice it has been for them just to be in their home. Out to left. But the park will hold it.
That right there, that ball, I think, is one of the reasons people like to pitch here. A few other places that I can think of, that's going to be a little more exciting than that one.
Well, Nova pitching in the American League East. Imagine on the road in Boston, for instance.
Even in our own division, like that ball in Milwaukee, that could be challenging that Brewer bullpen right about there. Cincinnati, that ball got a real good chance of getting up on that left field wall at least.
Belt loops one into right. Osuna quickly over to cut it off. But Belt in there with two. I tried to see if there would be any way to limit him.
Well, he did his best. You know, the fact that he cuts this ball off, keeps it off the fence, gives him an opportunity.
And we saw a strong arm in the outfield last year, and in one of those games, remember, 3 outfield assists.
Yeah.
I believe that was from left field in that game, but usually isn't known to be the most nimble from side to side, but makes all the routine plays. And right there, it showed a little bit better movement.
Yeah, he did everything a right fielder could do on that play.
Yeah.
Got over there, cut the ball off, spun, got a strong throw into second, a little bit of a tail on it, was offline, but he wasn't going to get him anyway. But the effort was there.
The Gold Glove finalist, David Freese.
Got down. At least he was going to smother that one. He was not going to let it get by him.
If it does, Belt might score. Certainly moves up. Longoria knows a thing or two. He's the reigning Gold Glove Award winner in the American League at third. Yeah, I like how they have the finalists now, where they have the 3 named. No one's going to beat Nolan Arenado, nor should they.
Yeah, I was going to say, Longoria is not going to win it this year.
Right. Arenado is the best by a long shot. And everyone knows that. But that way, when you have those finalists, you can give a nod to say, you know, for instance, with Freese, you say, all right, you had a very, very good defensive season as well. Not quite in that Hall of Fame caliber as Arenado, but very few in the history of the game have played third base like him. That's what it looks like when you get that award. On the back
I
of
wonder
that
if
Rawlings
the
glove.
analytics and all the numbers that are available to everybody now has the voters paying a little more attention the last couple of years as to who they're voting for that award. For decades, it was a lot of guys would think of it as almost more of a popularity contest than anything else. But
who's got the reputation?
Now, yeah, you win it once, you win it forever. But now there's the numbers and the analytics. I'm sure the voters have to be paying attention a little bit nowadays when it comes to that voting.
I'd have to agree, because we've seen some guys that don't hit very well win the award.
Yeah, that definitely was. I've seen guys not win it until they hit enough to kind of make a name for themselves, and they might not be as good defensively now as when they were when they first came up, and they weren't really much with the stick. But I think that is kind of changing. You look more to the guys, perhaps, well, like Freese, for instance. You know, Arenado's a big superstar. And Freese is not the superstar, but he got you know, a lot of props probably looking at some of those analytics, looking at the numbers to see what he actually does out there on defense.
I think of LeMahieu in Colorado before he was that good hitter. That's what a Gold Glove Award winner does.
Yeah,
huh?
yeah. That's that'll go down in those analytics.
He's won it twice in left. Trying to bid for one at center. Starling Marte with a sterling play.
Toyota, what drives you?
Nothing as we go to the bottom of the fourth. We were hearing a lot of people talk about how the Pirates have won games in a lot of different ways. I think that this series is shaping up that way. David Freese with a base hit. Game one, lopsided in favor of the Buccos. Yesterday, a back and forth scoring game. So far early, this one, sort of a pitcher's duel. Although the Pirates have had some chances against Derek Holland. See if they can convert here. They're 0 for 5 with men in scoring position. The Pirates are fourth best in baseball batting average with men in scoring position. And they've had those opportunities today. Rodriguez in there today against the left-hander Holland. And ahead in the count 2-0, and I think we're starting to see Sean more often against some lefties in there, and hasn't seen lefties all that much, but 6 for 14.
I want to see a long ball here pretty soon by a Bucco. That first inning, I mentioned that I thought the ball looked like it was carrying very well. I hate being proven wrong. You know that.
It's still early. Not wrong that often.
Kind of an odd catch. It bounced off his glove and then his mask. It was almost like a cross up, but then he didn't like say anything or react to it in any odd way afterwards. But
don't usually see the ball go beneath the glove.
yeah, that's what I mean. It's like
very
he
strange.
was thinking it was going to be something else. And crazy.
4 walks issued by Holland, 3 unintentional. 2 on and nobody out. Buster Posey, the perennial all-star, getting a day off, at least for now.
Gives you a pretty good pinch hitter at some point in this game. Having Posey over there.
Mercer didn't get a chance to hit his last time. He was intentionally passed. Starting to warm up with the bat, as the temperatures have as well. Sporting the pink bat today from mom Tammy. Freeze singled, he's at second. Rodriguez walked, he's at first. That'll go around the horn and get 2 outs.
And Nova coming up, that makes it tough. Really see the good start to this inning is evaporating fast.
Let's take a look at our Allegheny Health Network injury update. A great night last night for Joe Musgrove, making a rehab start with AAA Indy. 5 2/3 no-hit innings, no walks, struck out 6, and 60 of his 79 pitches were for strikes. And Indy did not complete the no-hitter, but Musgrove probably make one more rehab start. That's at least what he's scheduled to do, and then finally we get to see him in a Bucco uniform. Nova looking for his first career run batted in. He is 5 for 107 at the plate in his career. So I'm saying there's a chance. Got Freeze at third with 2 away. Trying to crack this scoreless deadlock. Out to right. But McCutcheon playing in with the pitcher. Well, Nova's put the ball in play a couple of times. Not a bad little ride. But we're still 0-0.
and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Scoreless as we move to the 5th here from PNC Park on this Mother's Day. Glad you're along here with us as the Pirates trying for the sweep. And let's look at our T-Mobile built for baseball and look at StatCast and what Starling Marte was able to do to end last inning. %38 catch probability, StatCast tells us. He made it.
Oh, no catch there. Oh,
50%. 50% on that.
Pinned it.
That throw.
Got 2 gold gloves. Look at that. See, both labels are gold.
Trying for one in center field now. Both of those in left. That eats up Bell. And Crawford will reach. That was ruled a base hit.
It did hit the base. You're right.
That is true. And so the Giants have the leadoff man on.
Kind of looked like a flip game.
Yeah. Yeah, the little pregame. Yeah, you stand around and guys use their glove to flip the ball to one another as fast as you can.
All right, we need a ground ball to freeze.
Hundley can be doubled up. Not on a ball like that, though. Next pitch gets to the out.
.47 pitches.
With 1 out in the 5th.
He had 1 out in the 1st. Last time he threw 47 pitches.
Yeah, he was 51 pitch first inning, which was so
he
uncharacteristic.
Probably had 2 outs.
He was working on the 3rd at that point, but yeah, needed 17 pitches just to get the final 2 outs. Retired the final 2 men in that first inning. So uncharacteristic against the White Sox. What do the Pirates end up doing that in that game? They won 10-6. First of 2 consecutive games where they came from behind down 4 runs to win. Has the makings of one of those really interesting seasons, you know, when you see teams do that, not just once, you know, luck of the draw, but back-to-back games like that, sometimes stealing one. To think about last night, you know, you relinquish the lead. Your late inning relievers each give up a run. And then a little footwork there by Bell. Rails himself out. Mercer hit with a pitch, and that's good enough to win it. Sometimes it's those kind of games, right? And when you see a lot of them start to pile up, makes you start to believe a little bit.
Hey, you got to have some good luck. You got to stay away from injuries. Win a couple you didn't think you were going to win here and there.
That's the tough part. Good news that Josh Harrison should be resuming. He is resuming baseball activities now. Perhaps soon going out of rehab. See if they can get the force there. They do. As Crawford is erased. Got to avoid the base runner. That's always the tough part about that play.
Yeah, you want the fielder, whoever it is, to be jumping out kind of on the same side you are. And you also have to get out on the grass or go the other way, one way or another, to give yourself an angle to throw. You don't want to be having to throw it over anybody's head.
Strike to Holland. Yeah, it's not like a passed Hail Mary into the end zone. You want a nice direct throw. Pirates at the kind of the unofficial quarter mark of the season after today. Game number 40. 23-16 pending today's outcome. Pirates find themselves tied with the Cardinals, a virtual tie for first place. And off to their best start since the last time the Pirates won the division in 1992. And there's Nova, all below average, needing below average amount of pitches in every inning. .13 has been the most. He could throw as few as 11 here.
That might get Dutch, but he was able to hold on. Tantalizing little breaking ball, a little out of zone, down.
Slapped to short. Indeed, in the 11th pitch inning for Nova. Now need some runs. Pirates set up the top of the order coming up. Thank you, Paul. And back here, nothing. As the Pirates try to change that, they've had some chances. They have left on 6 so far. And we invite you to check out every out-of-market regular season game live at home, in the office, or on the go with MLB.tv. Your subscription includes MLB At Bat Premium, allowing you to watch on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv. Here's the leadoff man, Francisco Cervelli, and as luck would have it, you know, we've talked a lot about the Pirates batting a catcher in the leadoff spot. First time in 14 years that's happened. He has led off not only the game, but the 3rd inning, and now here in the 5th inning.
As luck would have it.
Yeah. So he's really getting
a nice taste of what it's like to be a table setter.
He has drawn an 8-pitch walk and then struck out on a foul tip back in the 3rd. And one of the top on base guys. You know, why not have him in there today? 7th best in the league in on base percentage coming in. One of the best run producers as well so far in the early going. And has been able to play quite a bit too. I mean, usually it's almost automatic. Day game after a night game, the starting catcher will sit. It has been Molina-like for Cervelli to play almost every day.
And Molina is really kind of the only guy that does a lot of that. Most catchers will take the day game out, or sometimes they'll get the night game before off, you know, depending on matchups, and so they'll have say a Saturday off, and then they'll catch the Sunday game. But you're always looking, you know, for places to get your backup catcher in there to keep his bat. I mentioned that earlier about, you know, your backup players, your bench players, and the catcher is always part of that rotation. So most of the time you do use the day games as a way to get at bats for your backup, but not today. Cervelli has been hot. They're going to stay with him.
Cervelli has started 31 of the 40 games behind the plate.
Posey is, so far, as you mentioned earlier, getting the day off.
Usually even on those days, right, they find a way to get in. Posey has started 28 of those games in comparison.
Fastball in. I mean, that then what Holland's been featuring. Slow stuff down and away. Fastball inside corner.
Yeah, he has worked out of some jams too. It's not been a,
you know, his
clean
control.
going
His
for him.
control, obviously, is pretty good. When he does miss, he's not missing by a long way. Everything is pretty close. So when you're out there, you're going to start getting some close pitches called strikes. Once you prove that you're going to be around that strike zone.
Yeah, he's walked 3, but unintentionally. But
yeah, he's not all over the place.
Right,
you know?
he's just not giving in.
The guys that are bouncing balls all over, and that's when it's tough to get the close ones called strikes. But Holland certainly has not been doing much of that.
First time today he's retired the first 2 men of an inning. Marte has struck out and reached out a fielder's choice. Foul ball. Give it to Mom. I guess the kid can keep it, right? Yeah. Out toward the notch. Big part of the ballpark. And Marte, admiring it, drifts into second.
Didn't carry as far as he thought it was going to.
Well, that's why, you know, thinking in the notch, you just don't know, right?
It didn't carry as far as I thought it was going to either. Thought that baby was going to be out of here. I left the bat right about now. Looks like it's getting small real fast. Little Aspen tablet. Just couldn't climb over our sign.
And look on an Allegheny Health Network Super Bowl, 2/3 up that wall. A global shot by Marte. Your world. Marte extends his hitting streak to 8 games, setting up Bell for a 2-out chance. Pirates are 0 for 7 today with runners in scoring position. That is unlike them. They have been a top 5 offense in baseball this season because they've converted so many of those opportunities. And a base hit to the outfield with 2 outs. So with Marte's world-class speed, is that overstating? At least in baseball, world-class speed, right?
Yeah.
After his 4th double.
Yeah, I would say he's the fastest guy out there today.
And Holland strikes out Bell, so the Pirates have left on 7 through 5 in this scoreless game.
And Mrs. Bell, when you look at the day so far, baseball's a tough sport to physically stay in touch with your son in terms of where he is, where you may be. You live in Texas, he's traveling all over. What was it like to spend the morning with him at brunch and watch him play today on Mother's Day?
Oh, it's been really, really fantastic. It's been fantastic to spend time with him, just peaceful time, just having breakfast, visiting, and then heading on to the game.
Now, when you watch your son each and every day as a Major League Baseball player, what kind of pride do you feel?
It's really, really amazing. It's such a blessing watching him from a little boy. You know, he was a Pirate when he was a little boy, through high school, through the minors, and finally to reach this Major League dream. It's fantastic.
How do you describe life as a baseball mom, watching Josh grow up?
Well, it's a lot of stress as a baseball mom, as any of these other moms will tell you. You want your child to do well. You want him to be safe. You want everybody else's child to do well. You don't want bad things to happen to him. So it's a lot of stress for a mother, but it's also a lot of fun.
Mrs. Bell, we wish you a very happy Mother's Day, and thanks for doing this.
Thanks, Robbie.
Joe?
And Gorkis Hernandez, against his old club, starts the scoring with a home run to left.
Yeah, a little bit of a surprise. He's always been known as a kind of a defensive player, and definitely got all of this one.
Did not homer last year for the Giants. In 128 games. And Andrew McCutcheon's wife Maria on the right with son Steele being held up there, 5.5 months old now. McCutcheon out that way. But that is the first out. He's 0 for 3 today. He's had the family out here all weekend, and good to see Kutch and his wife get to celebrate her first Mother's Day here at PNC Park. Yeah, Maria grew up in DuBois too, so she gets to be home, which is nice, or at least closer to home, not that far away. Having her sister by her side today too, that's nice. And all the family too. The Kutch's parents here as well. Lorenzo, Dad, and Katrina, Mrs. McCutcheon. Two and two now on Belt. With that pronounced overshift. Nova trailing now in this game despite permitting 5 hits. Had some hard hit balls against him today, but Holland has worked in more trouble. Certainly, both pitchers have been adept at getting out of that trouble. But an unlikely event, the leadoff man for the Giants was the one that is homered first today. Who would have thought that, with Hernandez not homering last year, hitting his 2nd of this year already.
Yeah, we were talking about how he's known as a defensive player his whole career, and doesn't hit home runs, and big surprise that he hit that one.
Helped with his 2nd hit. And so for the first time, multiple hits in an inning, trying to boost Derek Holland. Pirates coming in winners of 5 straight. The Giants have lost 6 in a row. They were swept in Philadelphia. They've lost the first 2 games of the series here to the Pirates, making that cross-country trip home after the game. Pirates hoping to spoil that for them as well. But Gorky's trying to prove his worth. There is something about that, right? I mean, guys are facing a club that has cast them aside, right?
Well, I think that was a long time ago, and he's been with a number of people, so I don't think that was anything about that. But there are a few scenarios where guys hold grudges, but I certainly wouldn't think that has anything to do with Gorky Hernandez.
It's like the guy that makes the strong defensive play leading off the next inning. Whenever they do something well offensively, you say, well, how come every time it seems? Because it's pointed out.
The Giants right now, they're just looking to get a W.
Yeah.
I mean, they've had a tough run here of late. And they're fighting to try and salvage some kind of a win from this trip that started pretty promising for them down in Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta, the leaders out in the East, they took care of them in all 3 games at their place. And a nice breaking ball from Ivan Nova. That's his second strikeout today. The other one was on a bunt attempt.
Longoria just simply gave up on this. He thought it was going to stay inside. And Nova doesn't want that ball in there down and into Longoria, but that's where it went, and he was lucky enough to get it taken for a strike.
Pablo Sandoval Robbed of a base hit on that fine play by Marte to end the fourth. A run-saving grab. Sandoval, who signed that very rich deal with the Boston Red Sox, they ended up parting ways with him last year with 2.5 years remaining on the deal. He was released. The Giants, his original club, picked him up, and they only have to pay him the minimum salary, so he's been a useful bench player for them.
You know, it's bringing back you know, somebody that had a ton of success there before. So, you know, you're hoping that maybe, you know, that'll rekindle some of those good days that he had as the Kung Fu Panda.
You know, a switch hitter off the bench, has played the corners, has pitched once, and that will allow Sandoval to reach.
And that was just really a mistake by Nova. I mean, he knows what the defense is, and that's going to be as easy out as there ever was right there if he just stays away from it. He's got Jordy Mercer practically standing on second waiting for that ball to come to him. If he doesn't touch it.
Instinct. See ball, catch ball. And so Sandoval.
See a lot of guys, though, they'll get to the point that you'll see them pull back from those balls. You know, that it's like the instinct is there, and then oh, wait a minute, no.
Gregor Blanco will pinch run for Sandoval. And Ray Searage out for a mound chat. 3 hits in the inning for the Giants. 2 on, 2 out in a 1-run game in the 6th.
And Crawford coming up, and every time you see him hitting this ballpark, you kind of think to that wild card game, and that's the worst possible thing that could happen right now in this tight game.
He batted with the bases loaded once in this series. Here with 2 on. He has singled twice against Nova.
Might have got away with one there. Right down the pipe.
Searage's visit also allows some time for the bullpen to get active.
You see, they're trying to jam him, throw that ball inside, and it caught a lot of that middle square.
Who's getting up down there? Richard Rodriguez, the right-handed rookie.
Pitched very well.
Fouled it straight back.
He got that one where he wanted to. I'm sure that was part of the talk that Ray had. Is like, okay, let's make sure now, kind of a crucial point of this ball game, that we're on the same page with Crawford coming up. What we want to do with him with the fastball.
Blanco pinch running at first. Belt ahead of him at second. Leadoff home run by Gorkis Hernandez.
Nice little decoy there by Cervelli. He gave that target up and in, like, okay, they're going to go 4 in a row, 4 fastballs in a row up and in, and then instead they tried to backdoor the curveball just in case the Giants are playing any games out there. You know, as far as trying to relay a sign from second base, well, you try to play some games back. So you give that up and in target like you're going to throw a fastball, and then you come with the off-speed pitch.
Another 1-2. And now the count even on Brandon Crawford. No swing.
Which way will they go now? You would love to get a strikeout here. Not have a ball put in play with a runner in scoring position.
Out to the gap. And Belt is in. And the throw to second. And Crawford in with a double. 2-0 Giants. That one was hit into no man's land out there.
Yeah, they had to have been trying to come back inside. You would think, oh yeah, look at the target. And where'd the ball go? Didn't hit a spot.
Threw it at 96 too. I don't know if he tried to put extra zip on
that could
it.
have been part of it, but it was more important there to get that ball inside on the hands and to let it get out over the plate that he could slap it the other way.
Didn't think there would be a contest at second. Ended up being a close play there. Nova's going to be done. Blanked the Giants through the first 5. Allowed 4 hits over those 5 innings. He's allowed 4 hits here in the 6th alone, and his day is done.
Brought to you by Barrel Automotive. Check out the Barrel Hot List at barrel.com. Now the only way to buy a car. And by Allegheny Health Network, official medical provider of the Pittsburgh Pirates and fans like you. Let's go Bucks!
Here on Mother's Day, so far the Giants have the advantage, 2-0. They've scored twice here in the 6th. Yeah, they have runners in scoring position with 2 outs. Still won't spoil the fun.
Well, Rodriguez got a lot of strikeouts this year in 13 innings, 23 Ks, and needs to come up with a big one here. Another base hit at this stage of the ball game. It'll have to be a White Sox game to come back from it.
Hundley right down the line. There's not a lot of room there, and it sneaks around the pole for a 3-run home run. What a turn of events.
And it wasn't that long ago. There's no score. It's happened quickly.
I was afraid of that when that ball was tailing down that line. The wall comes in and Hundley goes back to the dugout. with a home run.
Yeah, breaking ball. Rodriguez, really his bread and butter pitch has been the fastball. I would probably all of those strikeouts that he's got have come off the high fastball, and the breaking pitch has not been that good for him, and that's going to add to it there.
So the runners that were aboard assessed to Nova 4 runs in 5 2/3. He deserved a better fate than that. He had blanked the Giants through the first 5. Comes out 1 pitch later. It's a 5-run game on Hundley's 4th home run. Sneaking it right down that line. Pirates, on the other hand, they have had many chances today and still may generate more against Giants starter Derek Holland. This inning bookended by home runs from Gorkis Hernandez and Nick Hundley. 2 reserves in the Sunday lineup for Bruce Bochy.
You were pointing out earlier about the opportunities that we had on offense, and every time you don't cash one of those in a game that's tight and close, you start feeling that the game's slipping away from you.
And now the Pirates would have to equal their largest come from behind win of the season, 5 runs. And here in the 6th inning, it's a tall task, but the Giants pitching has not been up to par lately.
Yeah,
coming into the series.
I mean, you don't give up. You still have hope, obviously, with what, especially what we just saw on that last road trip against the White Sox. But you know, it's been just a hard-fought pitcher's duel, back and forth. You know, who's going to break first? And the Pirates broke first.
Ball punched into right by Tomlinson. He's got 2 hits today. This will be the 9th batter of the inning. The pitcher Derek Holland will hit for a 3rd time. 5-run outburst for the Giants. First home run allowed by Richard Rodriguez. And that will end the inning. The Giants bat around. And now up to the Bucks bats to try to get some of that back.
You I love both of you very much, and hope you guys have great days.
Hi, Mom. Happy Mother's Day. I remember just every Little League game, high school game, college game, and even now, you know, the loudest one in the stands. So thank you, Mom.
Hi, Mom. Happy Mother's Day. Thank you, obviously, for, you know, everything you do for me and just being a mom. But I mean, I'm just, you know, so grateful for a lot of the times that you know, went above and beyond, you know, trying to do what you could for me and the rest of us. So just thank you for everything. Love you, and again, happy Mother's Day.
And a happy Mother's Day to everybody celebrating the holiday with us. The Giants erupting for 5 in the top half. And Gregor Blanco stays in the game. That's Gorky Hernandez. And Brandon Belt is now over at first base.
Trying to get
there's Blanco.
a defense team in there now that they get the big lead.
Well, the Pirates have generated base runners in every inning against Holland. Dickerson had that leadoff double in the second, but did not advance. And toward Hernandez. The Pirates have been very good at cashing in those opportunities throughout the season. 4th best with runners in scoring position in terms of batting average. So,
well, it's not easy to get to sweep teams. I mean, you don't see it all that often. It's why your goal always is 2 out of 3. You know, just march along, try and take 2 out of 3 all the time. They definitely have that accomplished, and now it's up to these last third of the ball game to see if they can have a comeback. Rodriguez and Cervelli talking over what went wrong.
a kind of a rule of thumb. If you want to have a good season, if you want to make the postseason, if you get around that 90 win mark roughly or so, you win 2 out of 3 at home and split on the road. And the Pirates, if they fall today, will still have won 2 out of 3 at home, and they have an even record on the road. So just a general thought of that. If you do that, that usually keeps you right in the thick of things all the way through. And so far the Pirates have done that. But still with a shot here with 4 innings at the bat still.
Yeah, there's so long of a season, so many ball games. It's a good idea just to kind of break it down, as you just said, into the just win series. And that's the way it's been forever since I've been involved in baseball. Whether it's in the minor leagues, big leagues, whatever, it's always the series. It's what you're talking about. Trying to come away with that victory. One single game can go either way, at any time. It's tough to predict.
I think about last night how Freese reached, Bell making that little move at third to stay alive over at third base. Freese ends up getting a base hit with runners at the corners, creating the bases loaded, and that's the only reason that Mercer getting hit by a pitch plated what ended up being the go-ahead run. So 2 up and 2 down here in the Pirates' 6th inning. A look at our Nissan road ahead. The Pirates will take tomorrow off and then host the Chicago White Sox, who they swept in Chicago in a 2-game series. Reynaldo Lopez was very good, and they'll get their first look at Carson Fulmer, Williams, and Tayo, and the probables for the Pirates. We'll have the action for you in the first one right here on AT&T Sportsnet.
Yeah, Lopez very tough. It's going to be a difficult assignment to go out and beat him. But
won a career high 7 1/3.
A good hard thrower.
Yeah, that was that game where the Pirates were down 3 in the 9th and still came back to win in 9 innings. They scored 4 times on a span of 10 pitches against Nate Jones.
Holland talking to himself a little bit now.
How about a Bucko blast for his birthday? Yes. How about a few?
With some Pirates on board, that would help out.
Yes.
Pirates need 6 runs.
Start chipping away against Holland. Has not registered a 1-2-3 inning. Mercer waiting. And he will get a chance to bat after Rodriguez works his second walk today. Holland, not the most inspiring day with 5 walks, but he still put up a 0. But as you described it, Bob, I mean, he's just kind of, he knows what he's got, and he's.
Oh, he's just a.
Try not to give in, right?
Hey, it's not trying not to give in as much as he's just setting up that inside fastball. And when he throws the ball in after establishing the slow stuff away, whether it's a changeup or the breaking ball, it's tough to catch up to. You don't have to throw real hard, just have a good fastball, which Holland has. And those 2 pitches, the fastball in, the slow stuff away, they just, both of them start feeding off each other. And you get caught in between as a hitter. It's kind of difficult to cover both of those. We've seen some fastballs on the corner called for strikes, these right-hand hitters. Jam shots, some swings and misses on those balls that have been inside. What you hope for is when he does make a mistake, and you know everybody makes mistakes. The ball's, I mean, look at the second pitch. That's in a pretty decent place to hit. So when you make the mistakes, when he gives you something in the middle part of the strike zone to hit, line it up and hit it hard.
Out to McCutcheon and right. And Mercer and the Pirates gone in the 6th. Holland blanks him here so far today. Their step today. As you enjoy a Miller Lite, look forward to the whole true moment later in today's game. Gorkis Hernandez started the scoring with his leadoff home run last inning. off departed starter Ivan Nova. Richard Rodriguez came on in relief. It was a 2-0 game, and the first pitch he threw, Nick Hundley, the Giants backup catcher, hit a home run right down the left field line.
There's a really good high fastball that he features. Not that he throws real hard, but there's the knack of getting the swings and misses up there. And it's gone like that all through spring training into the regular season. That's why he has all those Ks.
He has struck out 24 in 14 innings. And he hasn't walked anybody unintentionally all year. And he'll face Andrew McCutchen.
He needs to be a little bit more careful, I believe, if he's going to, be pitching in these pitching in scenarios where the game is close on the line, and like the first pitch he threw today, the little get me over breaking ball. You can't be doing that, and not in those scenarios.
That's kind of the the challenge, right? As a pitcher that works in those kind of one-sided games and does well, now you get a little bit more trust.
I've always said it's much more difficult to be a relief pitcher that pitches later in ball games, especially in the close games, because you can't just put the ball, be aggressive, pitch to contact, all that. There's times where you got to try and strike somebody out. Every pitch you throw, even a 3-0 pitch, has to try and be a pitcher's pitch. Early in the ball game or when game's out of hand, you don't have to do that.
Trying to extend that 11-game hitting streak, and he will. So McCutchen has hit in 12 straight. Now 4 for 14 in the series.
There's a breaking ball base hit. That certainly is not his. Of the two pitches, you know which one, for me, gets hit. It's that breaking pitch.
Can you hunt it as a hitter?
Probably not with 2
there's
strikes.
Our Michael McHenry with Steele McCutchen. Look at that. Wife Maria on the left there, Andrew's wife. Great interview for Michael and Andrew yesterday. Really nice chat between the two teammates. Brandon Belt, 2 out of 3. There's that fastball, even though it's in the meat of the plate there, it gets spoiled. Some of those, like you said, has that knack.
Here's the thing: he doesn't throw that many breaking balls. He throws over 70% fastballs, but I think he's going to have to learn to locate that breaking ball better than he does at times. Now, the pitch to McCutchen, there was nothing really wrong with that. McCutchen's a very good hitter, obviously, and he just, took that pitch that looked like it was down and away a little bit, not bad, and got a base hit on it. That's going to happen. Guys are going to get hits no matter how good you are. But every now and then, that breaking ball, it's like he doesn't really try and put it in that good a spot. And he got a break right there. That's just he got a call. But you know what I mean? It's like, he's trying to move his fastball around. He obviously tries to throw that fastball upstairs an awful lot. And I'm not sure he takes the same care with the breaking ball. It's like he thinks, okay, it's a breaking ball, so I don't have to have the same type of command with that. Now, I don't know that for sure to be the case. Watching, it leads me to believe that that is possible.
Juan Nicasio comes to mind. Not that Rodriguez throws hard as Juan, but remember that was the kind of the conversation with him, is he could do whatever he wanted with that plus fastball, but then the slider was erratic. But then Nicasio started to just pretty much use that fastball, and was more effective by using just almost entirely that one pitch. There's no one way to do things, I guess, right?
No, and you got to be, you know, a little on the careful side, trying to overanalyze things at times, because there are, you know, I called that home run pitch kind of a get me over breaking ball, but maybe in his mind he was trying to throw that ball, you know, down and away like it was a, you know, an 0-2 pitch, or maybe at least a, you know, an 0-1 pitch. And he just didn't get it there. It could be a physical mistake also. If you're not a mind reader, which none of us are, you don't ever know for sure exactly what the pitcher, or the hitter for that matter, is trying to do. Just because they don't accomplish something that you would like them to doesn't mean that they weren't trying to do exactly that. Just didn't work.
Hundley may have been out in front of that ball, and he just got enough of it to keep it fair for the home run. Rodriguez, a scoreless 7th inning, striking out a pair and keeping it at 5-0 here on this Mother's Day. And as we do every Sunday, we want to tune in with public address announcer Tim DeBacco
as we offer support to our troops here and abroad. In honor of Mother's Day, the Pirates are thrilled to have 2 military moms on the field who are joined by their children. Amy Grayla and Katie Kovacic are both married to members of the Air National Guard 171st Air Refueling Wing in Coriopolis, who are currently both deployed overseas. We are honored that these brave women have chosen to spend their day with the Pirates at PNC Park, and we welcome them and their families. And now here to lead us with God Bless America, our students from the Catholic Combined Chorus.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Fans, it's time for the 7th inning stretch. We invite you to follow the bouncing Eaton Park Smiley Cookie as we sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game.
5-0 Giants on the UPMC scoreboard. Adam Frazier will pinch hit for Richard Rodriguez. And they'll leave in Derek Holland, the starter, the lefty.
Got 100 pitches, 101 now.
Yeah, I think it probably just to face Frazier. With the righty batting Cervelli on deck. Even though Frazier a lifetime .322 hitter against lefties. There's Cervelli, the leadoff man today.
I think it's they go to somebody else to pitch to Cervelli. Cervelli's been struck out twice today.
Reyes Moronta. The Pirates had announced a right-handed pinch hitter. Maybe they start the inning with the reliever. Frazier has been retired.
Sure enough, you're right.
That will be it for Holland. 6 1/3 scoreless innings. Bruce Bochy going to go to Moronta here. So that's it for Holland today. Hey, I want to keep going. Okay. 5-0 Giants.
EA Chevy dealers, and by Levin's, the official furniture and mattress supplier to the Pittsburgh Pirates. For the best quality, service, and value, shop Levin's. Let's go Bucks!
5-0 Giants here in the 7th. And that haze over Pittsburgh that has been over the Bucks bats against Holland. They'll try their hand against Reyes Moronta.
Very hard thrower.
There's a get me over breaking ball.
Yep.
Cervelli has walked and struck out twice, batting in the #1 spot today. Talking it over with Phil Cuzzy.
Now, what could that conversation be about? Cuzzy looked like he's laughing a little bit too.
Cervelli's always having a conversation. Moronta, the rookie, who has been very good against righties. he strikes out Cervelli, who was
hat trick.
Yeah, on 3 times today on strikes.
Leadoff spot was not kind to him.
Tyler Glass now. It'll be next up out of the pen after Rodriguez gave up a run in an inning and a third. The 2 inherited runners also scored on that 3-run home run by Nick Hundley. Hundley hitting it right down the line. Marquis Hernandez starting the inning with a home run against Ivan Nova. First home run that Rodriguez had allowed as a Pirate. And Jose Osuna finds his way to a 2-hit day.
That was a tough one to get. You got a guy up there that averages about 96 miles an hour with his fastball. And it's got a nice, hard, quick slider that he's been locating. And he threw that one in a good spot. Somehow Osuna just poking it into center field. We need a lot of that right now. A lot of guys just finding ways to get on base. Hopefully setting up somebody for, well, we need a couple of big home runs. Got to get 6 runs.
Maybe Marte's got a little intel on Moronta, his teammate, over the winter in winter ball in the Dominican Republic for Leones del Escogido. That will advance Osuna. A wild pitch.
Yeah, that was wild. 97. Well outside. I tried to overthrow this fastball a little. Hundley trying to shift his feet so quickly, lost his footing. Twisting his body to try and get out to that one.
Tight spin on that one.
More tight spin.
Tugs on the cap. Touches the ground. Collects the sign. Gotta hurry to get Marte. And he's called out on a close play.
Gonna wait. Well, Pirates look this one over. Every base runner could be crucial right now.
Pirates are going to challenge this.
And they may win. But Marte watching the baseball hit the glove here.
Let me see. Yes, I beat it. Foot on base. Ball has not contacted the interior of the glove. Case closed. Well, we'll wait for the umpires to decide in New York. Pirates' first challenge this afternoon. That would set up first and third with 2 outs. The partisan umpires here in the seats have rendered their decisions. And meanwhile, the umpires, the crew chief Tom Hallion and first base umpire Adam Hamari, they're just the presenters of the decision made in New York.
Yeah, they're not having any part of this.
And they present the opinion. Safe. Pirates win the challenge, and Marte picks up his 2nd hit today. That'll get that average back over 300.
Look at Marte. Well, look at where the ball is.
I know that I am safe. That's neat that you pointed that out, Bob, when he was running by me.
I don't know if I've ever seen anybody staring. I've seen them take a peek, see what's going on, but they always look back, and most of the time they're looking down at the bag. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody looking at the glove. Maybe I just don't ever look myself, but staring at the glove.
I mean, Marte's a throwback player to the 19th century when there were no umpires. You just had to call yourself safe around. The guys from that weren't in the play would make the decision. So Bell, need him to rip into one. You can make it a 2-run game right here. All of a sudden now things would get very interesting. Watch out. Back-to-back 2-out base hits. That last foul ball scattered the pink-capped Giants. And Bell strikes out. So the Giants, for now, the only team with a 3-run home run today.
I really appreciate it.
Hi, Mom. Just wanted to wish you a happy Mother's Day. Remember you coming out in the backyard and playing catch with me when I didn't have anyone else to play catch with, even throwing to me when I needed someone to throw to hit. So, again, happy Mother's Day. I love you.
Hey, Mom, happy Mother's Day. I remember growing up, you sacrificing your weekends for me. I know you'd probably kill for some free time, but you'd do anything, invest all your time and money to watch me grow as a baseball player, so I really appreciate it.
Nice sentiments here on Mother's Day, when we appreciate the ones that do so much for us then and now. And Adam Frazier, who pinch hit, stays in the game. It kind of looks like a night game.
Yeah, that's just what I was saying. The lights have taken effect. The sky is getting dark. Looks like there's
a foreboding presence.
Yeah, check the radar just for the heck of it, and might get a little wet, but we're kind of on the edge of it. I think we'll be okay.
The edge of
a pretty big storm up north.
Yeah. Tyler Glasnow is in the game.
Yeah, if you're look like Cranberry got hit pretty good up that direction on the water.
Ongoing right now. northern audience. But Matt Brown, the head groundskeeper, conferring with the crew chief Tom Halligan between innings just to keep him updated. It is an official game. And Gregor Blanco, batting for the first time today, has a base hit. Giants getting a little payback after the Pirates taking the first 2 games of the series. They've registered a dozen hits this afternoon. Or tonight, I guess. So it now appears. Brandon Crawford coming up. I don't know if this is interesting or just or not, but I was listening to a old radio broadcast of a Pirate game from 1950 today, and it was Red Barber of the Dodgers calling it. He had mentioned that that season they added a new rule that allowed games to have the lights turned on in the middle of the game. Back then you could not start a game. You could start a game with the lights on, but you could not turn the lights on in the middle of the game. Think about that right now. It starts to get dark overhead. You just have to play in the shadows. Before 1950. Starting to rain now.
Now with all the LED lights too, they come right on.
And Matt Brown, the head groundskeeper, checking the radar like we do.
Yep. Same thing we did about 60 seconds ago. We're on the edge of it. Going to be a little water, but hopefully not enough to stop play.
Gives us a moment not only to salute moms today, but also the folks who work on the grounds crew, because they are many. They work long and tireless hours. They are very skilled at being able to create such a lush and beautiful playing surface day in and day out with all of its taxes. And having done so in the minor leagues, it is a lot to pull that tarp, especially when it's in a driving rain. And those guys do a great job.
At that ballpark this morning, came in here, looked down. You know, you got the day game after a very late game last night, and I'm looking down at it had some bad weather. It looked gorgeous. The field was just immaculate. They are just amazing how they can make this field look. And most places nowadays are like that. That wasn't the case with natural grass fields, you know, a generation ago. You didn't have these picture perfect landscape baseball fields to play on. They were nice, but they weren't not like it is now.
Well, think about that frosty April and the lengths it took. I mean, shoveling the field before a game.
Yes.
And yet it would still look as picturesque as it does today. Even before the grass was starting to grow, it was still dormant. They do a fantastic job. I can't even cut my grass in rows like that, let alone all the other things they do, the turf grass programs that there are out there today. Glass now strikes out Hundley this time.
That Glasnow's got that hard breaking ball that gets up there in the mid 80s. He cannot be a comfortable at bat. There's times where he's a little on the wild side, so you're not sure where that big fastball of his is headed. And I can't believe anybody ever gets up there and really can kind of dig in on him. So then he'll start that hard breaking ball off the plate inside. And got to naturally maybe give ground a little bit.
Now his strength so far this year, he's been very, very good against righties, like Tomlinson, who has a pair of singles today. And he is, you know, if you take the threshold from the amount of innings he's pitched, he's pitched in sporadic duty this year, but 9th in the league in strikeouts per 9 coming in. Anyone that's pitched as many innings as he has. So Yeah, strikeouts are up. Lefties are still hitting him well. Well, the walks have still been high. But we're getting to the point now where Glasnow, more times than not, is registering a lot of outs against major league hitters and progressing. He'll pick up a pair of Ks here, stranding the leadoff single and keeping it at 5-0. Overhead PNC Park. Still playing some ball, 5-0 with Tom Hallion, the crew chief, and Matt Brown, the head groundskeeper, conferring, taking a visual look at the radar and the game in the hands of Hallion. And of course the umpires very much rely on the head groundskeeper to assess the probabilities.
Yeah, it's great too for like Tom Hallion. I mean, he goes back a long way to where you're looking up at the sky and you're thinking, well, I don't know. Now, he can actually go off and look for himself and see where that rain is. Will Smith, the left-hander, coming in to pick things up here for the Giants in the bottom of the 8th. But that's really a great tool. And some umpires probably young enough to take that a little bit for granted, that they could go and look at that. But Tom Hallion, no, he comes from the days where it's just looking up at the sky and trying to get it figured out. Maybe somebody on the phone out by the airport calling in and letting them know something.
Began umpiring in the major leagues in 1993, before the internet was widely used. So yeah, I mean, at that point, didn't every groundskeeper kind of had the local weatherman or weatherwoman?
Yeah. Yeah. Nowadays, I see him take the pads out there sometimes on the field, not just the phones, to show the umpire what's going on.
Used to call back, okay, what do you got on Doppler watch, or 10,000 or whatever, And
what was that magazine cover, the Saturday night?
Saturday Evening Post?
Saturday Evening Post. There's that famous one where the umpires are looking up at the sky and the water's.
Ah, yes.
Their hands out.
That's Norman Rockwell.
Yeah.
Right? Famous painting.
Trying to figure out, is it going to quit raining? Pretty good breaking ball right there. Dickerson walking back, and he doesn't do that very often.
He's hung in there well too against lefties all year. He's got 4 at-bats against him tonight. 333 against left-handers. Well, good slider like that from Will Smith.
And he's choking up a lot, so he doesn't really have a much at bat to reach that pitch, to be honest with you. So as a pitcher, if you can get him to swing at something way out there, chances are you're going to get him.
Will Smith coming back from Tommy John surgery, longtime Milwaukee Brewer. And that slider reminiscent of what he was doing when he was in the division. David Freese with a base hit back in the 4th inning today. The Pirates' lone hit with a man in scoring position so far today, a Marte infield hit that didn't score the run. Longoria double clutch, but still enough time.
Longoria kind of showing everybody right there why he has, was it 3 Gold Gloves?
Over in the American League.
I mean, that's a pretty good job of closing down that hole there. I'm thinking he didn't have the grip. That's why he went back. Just kind of reset. It looked like all he did was reset the grip in his hand, the baseball.
Knew he had the time to in his years in the American League. Freese, of course, playing a couple years with the Angels. Sean Rodriguez has drawn a pair of walks today. Time running out on a comeback try for the Pirates this afternoon. Pirates moving into a virtual first place tie yesterday as the Rains return. 4 teams within a half game of the Central at the moment, and that's about as good as you can do right now.
It's one of the reasons you bring your glove.
Yeah. It is raining quite steadily now.
It's sending a lot of people back undercover. Everybody that hadn't already moved.
Wonder if they're just trying to get the
Well, see,
final out here.
If you didn't have that radar, you might get everybody off the field right now. But they know from looking at the radar that this should pass over and be done with very shortly.
Yeah, maybe they'll just try to play through it here in the later stages of the game. Rodriguez.
I got it! I got it!
Blanco has it. And the Pirates retired in the 8th. In the rain, 5-0 Giants.
Happy Mother's Day, Mom. I love you. And
I can never forget my first coach. You're the reason I play.
Hey Mom, happy Mother's Day. I just want to say thank you for everything you've done. You know, you're a superhero for raising 4 boys and helping us all be successful in very different ways. So thank you very much. I love you.
Wonderful sentiments for Mom here on Mother's Day. Giants batted around in the 6th. That is all the scoring so far as we start the 9th. Rain has let up a little bit. Well, as soon as I say that, it intensifies again. Austin Jackson. Mom's still helping out.
6 more outs. They got to get it. It's not as dark as it was. It really has lightened up a lot. The rain's not lightened up, but
Is it challenging to pitch in the rain?
Not at this point. If after a while it messes with your footing. That's the only thing that I ever found that bothered me pitching in the rain was you get mud in your cleats, and then it's just like you don't have cleats on. They get all gummed up, and the front foot hits, slides a little bit as you're trying to throw.
Those big long strides from the 6'8" class now.
Well, he can almost stride down where it's flat, so it might not bother him.
Practically shakes hands with Cervelli. Those uniforms today too, a special wicking material that at least to some degree helps stay dry, somewhat dry, even in the rain. He strikes out Jackson. 3 strikeouts in a row now for Glasnow on in relief.
Certainly what the Tyler will give you, that strikeout pitch. Look at the spin on his fastball. You wonder why it cuts. He doesn't even stay behind the ball. There's that front foot. That's when it gets a little slippery right there, and the cleats are all full of mud, and your foot hits, and then it slides forward an inch or 2. And that's not so bad, but the next time it doesn't slide at all, and then the next time it slides way out there. It's the inconsistency. You know, your delivery, you want it to be the same every time. When your foot comes down, it hits the same way. When you don't know what that front foot's going to do, that puts a lot of strain on your arm, or can.
Ahead 2 strikes, fastball, then the curve. Try a slider in there. Hernandez homer to start that 5-run 6th inning for the Giants. It's so far. And the former Pirates farmhand Hunter Strickland, the closer, hasn't worked in the series. Marte there for the 2nd out. Andrew McCutchen will get another at bat in Pittsburgh. Flared one out to right his last time around. That extended his hitting streak to 12 games. So he's 4 for 14 in the series.
I wonder where Kutch will end up next year.
He has a free agent to be.
Yeah. What uniform will he be in next season? Stay in the National League? How often will we see him?
Well, he said to reporters on Friday, that is a pregame interview session, that When he was asked about his legacy in Pittsburgh, he says he never considers a book to be closed while he's still playing. A vague response, but I think what that tells you is that he's open-minded to anything. But right now focused on playing for the Giants. What will the market bring? We saw this last offseason. Some guys were compensated very well per usual, and then it was also challenging for many veterans to find work for the price that they would be accustomed to receiving. And this market this year, this free agent market, should be flush with some mega stars. We'll probably see more bidders. McCutcheon yesterday had a little trouble with his left hand, it looked like, and perhaps taking a moment to recover there, and seemed to be wincing after a couple of these swings. Didn't have those kind of socks back in your day, huh, Bob?
No. We had the Sannies and the stirrup socks.
The sanitary socks, right?
Yep.
All white.
They're very, very thin, kind of like a hose type that you would wear, and then the stirrup socks over the top of that.
Sun's out.
We knew it would pass.
You said so. And a free pass to McCutcheon. Two-out base runner here in the ninth. Always good to see the kids out on a Sunday as well. Growing up to love the game of baseball, nothing better.
They probably enjoyed getting wet.
Oh yeah, go play in the rain. It's us lousy adults that get all freaked out by the rain.
Yeah, he didn't seek cover.
No. Last now I had 2 strikes. He has struck out 3 in his inning and 2/3 of relief. Here's 1-2. And a fair ball. Rodriguez, the second baseman, chases it down, and then Belt will have his 3rd hit as McCutcheon holds at 3rd. He's pretty heads up by Rodriguez.
After that rain shower, things are a little slippery out there for Rodriguez running after this ball and right over the top of the bag.
That's the second baseman out there.
He used his hand on the railing, kind of slow himself down to make that throw.
He thought he might be able to cut that ball off.
He did about all he was going to do on that one, I think. Make sure nobody scored. And it was just a double, not a triple.
So Belt at second. 2 doubles today, 3 hits in total. Bounces over the bag. And a good scoop by Bell. And no big deal. The hit and a walk, 2 left. Pirates need 5 here as we go to the bottom of the 9th.
And hope this day is wonderful. Happy Mother's Day to Beth Ann also. Taking care of my 2 little boys. I appreciate everything you do, and happy Mother's Day.
Hi Mom, happy Mother's Day. I remember all the times you used to take me to baseball tournaments and you always used to cheer for me really loud, and it was awesome. Thank you. Love you.
Nice to hear from everybody thanking Mom today here on Mother's Day. Josh Harrison hanging out and not being able to participate today, but
won't be long.
Should be back soon, and had that game-winning hit on Mother's Day a few years back.
He is raring to go. The second they give him the word, he'll be out on a rehab, swinging the bat. Be good to get him back. Strickland has done this year. Good job with the opponent batting average, keeping that under 200. More strikeouts than innings worked.
Mercer 0 for 2 today. Then Frazier and Cervelli, who will get that 5th at bat, being positioned in the first spot in the order today. Pirates trying to avoid the whitewash. One inning featuring all the scoring thus far. The Giants 6th. Giants trying to snap a 6-game losing streak before they head home and entertain the Reds tomorrow night. Pirates winners of 5 straight. There's a Samardzija with Madison Bumgarner on the right, still on the shelf, but starting to near a return. Yeah, the Pirates will have tomorrow off as they continue the homestand, hosting the American League Chicagoans for a pair.
And with Lopez on the mound, it's not going to be any tougher to score or any easier to score runs than today. We saw that in Chicago. I was impressed.
That was a game where the Pirates scored 4 times in the 9th to take a lead that they would keep. Here they need at least 5, and with 2 outs to go, very improbable And as we mentioned, after that off day tomorrow, White Sox come to town. Trevor Williams against Reynaldo Lopez. And they will duel again just like they did last week in Chicago. Our coverage begins at 6:30 with Pirates pregame presented by WB Mason. Adam Frazier pinch hit back in the 7th, then moved into right field. Clearing up. They played through the rain.
It'll be nice for that Mother's Day barbecue. Get the grills going right now.
Is that what you'll be doing when you get back?
I'm going to my kid's house. I'm not sure what they have on the
They've
menu.
got something already going on. You just join in progress?
Yeah, I'm at that age where I can just lay back and watch things unfold now.
That's nice.
Yeah, I think they'll have something. I hope. I'm hungry.
As long as mom doesn't have to make
They
it.
wouldn't let their mom starve, so I'm sure they'll have something good to eat.
Hunter Strickland, formerly in the Pirates system. Frazier fouls it away.
Doing a pretty good job as their closer.
Filling in for the injured Mark Melanson. Melanson hasn't pitched this season.
So I'm out early today. Playing some catch. Bruce Bochy. There's Melanson. Bruce Bochy will have a little bit of a decision to make with Strickland pitching so well.
Yeah, good point. Melanson signing a very lucrative deal to pitch the 9th inning for the Giants. So I wonder if that will take some precedence. And yeah, here's the that catch session.
I was reading San Francisco publication. I don't recall which one, but this was probably a week or so ago, and they were saying that it might not, be so easy for Melanson just to sit back into his new job or his old job.
Cervelli out toward the notch. And it'll rattle around out there. Cervelli coasting to a double.
Well, I feel a little bit better, but it was not a good day with the bat until that last swing for Cervelli, or behind the plate for that matter.
Well, because he gets into that #1 spot, he gets that 5th at bat. Makes it a little better. Good look on our Allegheny Health Network Super Bowl.
Not sure what that means. That's a no one.
Not sure if anybody does.
No.
2 out, 2 base hit keeps it going for Colin Moran. He will bat for Tyler Glasnow. .291 for the rookie. He is 3 for 4 as a pinch hitter. .97 upstairs.
Strickland's certainly a different type of closer. Got the power fastball. Melanson, he's all about control and that little cutter that he likes to run in on lefties away from the right-handers. 98 that time.
So very good at the back end of the Pirates bullpen those years.
Yeah, it was just like automatic.
It truly was for a long period of time. Almost lulling you into thinking that
game is over. All right, okay.
Could not be stopped.
Here he comes. We won this one. That was the feeling that you truly had.
Hard hit, but to Tomlinson, and that's the ball game. So the Giants escape with one. Yeah, the Pirates' 5-game winning streak comes to an end here on this Sunday. It all started with Gorkis Hernandez's home run in that 5-run 6th inning.
Yeah, it was up to that point. You know, you weren't sure what was going to happen. You kind of felt like a little bit like it's just slipping away from us just because we had some opportunities we didn't come through. But still, it was that one big inning that was our undoing. Put up the 5 spot.
Still, the Pirates take the series. And we'll take a day off. It'll be a happier plane ride for the Giants, who improved to 20-21. The Pirates at the quarter point, 23-17. Still on that 90-plus win pace this season. And to talk this one over here this afternoon, let's go out to Paul and Michael.
All right, Joe, thank you very much. And yesterday we talked about good things come to those that wait. Another adage I'll have to throw out there, all good things must come to an end. And today that 5-game winning streak came to a close.
That's why we play them. We win some, we lose some. Some of them rain in the middle, some of them get rained out. These guys put up a fight today. I can't wait for them to get rid of those pink bats. They weren't as hard as the ones they've been using. Glad they got to show their mothers how much they love them, but those pink bats just didn't have it in them today. But they had resiliency as always. They kept fighting to the end, but the Giants were just better today. Their bench stepped up. Some guys that don't play every day, they stepped up, had a huge day. Ex-Pirate kind of killed us a little bit today, Gorkis Hernandez, so just one of those days.
Yeah, it certainly was. And just like we promised during the broadcast, time for the Miller Lite Hold True moment. And how about Derek Holland, his first ever start against the Pirates? He goes 6 1/3, only gives up 4 hits, did not allow a run. He did walk 5, but he struck out 7. Derek Holland is our Miller Lite Hold True moment, and he really had the better of it today. Certainly big smile as he left the ball game, and the Pirates come up on the short end by the score of 5-0, shutout for just the 3rd time so far this season. Michael and I are going to break it all down for you when we come back on Pirates Post Game. It's presented by the Allegheny Health Network. Certainly a wonderful weekend, a great tribute for Andrew McCutchen. Pirates do take 2 out of 3. They certainly get the bats out for the first 2 games of the series. However, today it was Derek Holland that put the Pirates bats to sleep, at least for a day. Michael and I break it down next right here on AT&T Sportsnet.